All of us have a little voice inside us that's saying, watch out, you won't do this right. You're not good enough. It's called internal dialogue. And it has actually a great basis in when we were tiny, someone would say to us, don't put your hand on the fire, you'll burn it. We, of course, burned ourselves once. And then we'd hear our own internal dialogue saying, don't touch that. I did it once and it hurt. Don't do it again. So our internal dialogue is part of our fight or flight response, and it helps us to survive in the world. Where it gets a little overzealous and helps us too much is when we're about to perform. And performance is either Carnegie Hall stage or telling something to your parents that you really care for them to hear, or telling something to a patient. I work with a lot of doctors on how to convince them to do things like take their cancer medicine and how to not have internal self-doubt. Can you imagine how difficult it is and how serious it is if you're a neurosurgeon and you're thinking, don't cut that, don't cut that. They don't want to have internal dialogue, and here's what we've found. Internal dialogue is always there. It's a constant chatter, but we don't have to pay attention to it. It's like the clouds in the sky. If you watch a cloud, it feels like it stays there forever. If you forget about it, that cloud will pass, and something else will happen. This is true with the internal dialogue in our mind. If I'm concentrating and I have a thought that doesn't help me, I can just let it go and not pay any attention to it and concentrate on what I'm doing, and I have no problem. If I engage the internal dialogue, now I've got a war, now I have a problem. So maybe you're saying you're about to do something very, very difficult that needs a lot of concentration. And you're starting to do it, and you hear internal dialogue that says, you didn't practice this enough, you're not very sure of this, I don't think you can do it. And you say, wait, I heard Carol's lecture, I'm not supposed to talk to you, get out of my life. Now you've got your internal dialogue, and you've got your own subconscious, and you're going at it. You've got a war zone. You can't possibly be at peace and serene enough to do your job. So instead of that, hear the internal dialogue, let it go. Hear another thought, let it go. Replace it by thinking, I love this task. I'm great at this task. I love this. Especially in music. If we're thinking, I don't know the next passage, instead of that, insert, I love this note. This is the greatest note I ever played. This is my favorite passage. And this is one of my favorite passages. I started music when I was 4, and this was my father's favorite piece.